Warning, the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
The site on which Edinburgh Castle sits has a history dating back to the Iron Age. Situated overlooking what many people believe to be the most haunted city on earth, Edinburgh Castle has been the site of torture and many bloody battles during its time. Recipes for many a haunted location. Visitors and staff of this now tourist destination have experienced many things over the years. The most common is the feeling of being touched and pulled, as well as the sighting of apparitions. Spirits that have been witnessed include an old man wearing an apron, a headless drummer boy, and a piper who mysteriously lost his life after getting lost in the tunnels below the castle. Other experiences include shadowy figures, strange lights, sudden drops in temperature, unexplained mists, strange sounds, the feeling of being watched, and sudden intense feelings of dread, sadness, and despair. Now a museum, the ghost of World War II German soldiers have been seen in uniform. Lights are known to turn on and off by themselves and voices are heard in the basement. German commands are often heard being shouted out in the middle of the night, and disembodied footsteps are a common experience. Soldiers who have visited the museum and picked up a telephone have reported hearing a woman talking backward. It's not clear whether it's in English or German. In the town of BABENHAUSEN, a witch was allegedly burned at the stake sometime in the 19th century. Her ghost is said to have seduced and killed several German soldiers. Originally built in the 11th century as a castle by the Counts of Anjou, Chateau de Brissac was rebuilt in 1502, by Charles II, Duke of Brissac, who gave it its name. This noble castle is the tallest in France, and it exudes old-world charm, but one of its past residents has shocked more than one visitor. A double murder that occurred sometime in the 15th century within the walls of the castle, has resulted in one of the more popular ghosts of the Chateau de Brissac, that of the La Dame Verte, or Green Lady. The current residents, the current Duke of Brissac and his family, have become accustomed to her roaming the rooms, but she has scared many a guest. She is often seen in the tower room of the chapel, wearing her green dress. What's terrifying, however, is her face. If she looks at you, you'll see that her face has gaping holes where her eyes and nose should be, resembling what a corpse would look like. As well as her sighting, her moans are also often heard throughout the castle in the early hours. Waverly Hills was originally a two-story wooden building that was opened in 1910. It served as a tuberculosis hospital throughout the early to mid-20th century, a time when the disease was at its worst. It is believed that as many as 63,000 patients died there. The death toll as well as the supposed mistreatment and questionable experimental procedures on patients are all recipes that may be behind one of the most haunted buildings in the whole of the U.S. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium has built quite the reputation over the years as more and more people are allowed to investigate the premises. This has thrown up some incredible evidence over the years. It has featured on shows such as Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, TAPS. TAPS captured a figure on their thermal imaging camera that seemed to be walking across the hall. The figure was about 3 feet tall. They later found out that the ghost of a young boy named Tim has been spotted there before. Built in year 1829, Eastern State Penitentiary is a former prison in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's known for being the very first prison of its kind to introduce solitary confinement, or what they used to call, the Pennsylvania system. Prisoners were sent to solitary during this time as a form of rehabilitation. They would be completely isolated, living alone, eating alone, and even exercising alone in their own individual yards. Whenever an inmate left his cell, a black hood would be placed over his head to assure he remained in confinement. Due to Eastern State harsh approach, many prisoners were driven to insanity, and as a result, the Pennsylvania system was scrapped in 1913. But ever since the Stone Prison was abandoned in 1971, paranormal experiences have seemingly increased. Reports include shadowy figures that seem to quickly turn away when approached, a dark figure that is occasionally seen, an evil cackling is heard, and strange sounds such as disembodied footsteps, distant talking, and banging of cell doors have also been heard.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos.